Monday's phenomenal tally was a springboard to an explosive week for Alexandre Daigle. In fact, his hat trick Saturday propelled the Flyers to their most impressive victory of the season. A team that had been tentative is suddenly beaming with confidence. The offense has come around, and the result is a 4-game unbeaten streak. The goal tonight is to keep that confidence and build on it as the rejuvenated Flyers take on the Leafs next. When the Toronto Maple Leafs and Philadelphia Flyers last played, it was November, and the Leafs stood up to the Flyers. In fact, allowed the Flyers just this one goal by Chris Gratton. Well, tonight the teams will meet in Philadelphia at the Core State Center. The Flyers looking for much more offense. As for the second and final time this year, the Leafs and Flyers tangle. A pleasant good evening. I'm Jim Jackson along with Gary Dornhoeffer. Glad to be along with you. Game 5 of this 6-game homestand for the Philadelphia Flyers. The only visit this season by the Toronto Maple Leafs. And Gary, the Flyers are coming off a very impressive victory. The 6-1 demolishing really of the Detroit Red Wings on Saturday afternoon. And of course, you come up with a big win. It's very important to follow up with another good effort.
Well, and I think all the players realize that also so much has been said the Flyers can't beat any of the elite teams. Well, they crushed Detroit, and now they're going to play a team that is under 500, but in a desperate situation to try and make the playoffs.
Everybody in Philadelphia these days is talking about Alexandre the Great, otherwise known as Alexandre Daigle. Of course, his hat trick was the key element of the victory we spoke of over Detroit, and quite frankly, that was just the latest in great games for Alexandre Daigle. He's really coming along.
Well, there's no doubt that Daigle is playing with a lot of confidence, and when you play with confidence, you're having fun on the ice, you're going to spots and you're releasing a shot. You don't realize how difficult a shot that is to put that much on it, but Daigle is getting himself in position, and he's got good eye-hand coordination when it comes to deflecting the puck. So I tell you what, there is a huge smile on his face right now the way things are going in for him.
Daigle scored 2 of his goals on the power play, a power play which tallied 4 times in all. Suddenly it was clicking. I mean, they were moving the puck. They were doing all the things that they wanted to do all year.
Absolutely, and you know, that's the important ingredient in a power play, is that you get the movement from your defense. The forwards have to get into position, and then when the shots are there, you take them. But watch the Flyers now on the power play. And one thing to look for is getting in front of the net. And right from this position, and stop right there. Look at Alexandre Daigle. He is right in front, and there is no other defender close to him. So yes, he can deflect that one, and that's the start of his goal onslaught. That was the first one. Now the Flyers again, stop it there on the power play. Look at how the defense are playing ahead of Alexandre Daigle. Nobody's even trying to push him out of the way, and again, using the deflection to put it in. So it was kind of interesting watching the Detroit Red Wings kill off penalties. They just let Daigle stand there and have a great time.
We've said all along, though, with all the penalties being called right now, you have to capitalize with your man advantages, and the Flyers certainly did that on Saturday. The Flyers also got another outstanding effort from their goaltender, Ron Hextall, in that game. He outperformed the guy at the other end, Chris Osgood. Ron Hextall closing in on Bernie Parent as the winningest Flyer goalie of all time. He seems to be getting his game going.
Yeah, he's playing exceptional hockey for the Flyers, and you know, every once in a while, yes, the bad goal will beat him, but it has not hurt him where the Flyers have lost a number of games because of his goaltending. And this homestand, he has been particularly good. In the 4 games, only allowed 8 goals. So when you allow on the average of 2 goals a game, you're getting it done.
Now, the last time that Ron Hextall and Felix Potvin were on the same ice surface in Philadelphia, they met up close and personal as they had quite a tangle. Everybody remembers that last season. But Felix Potvin has been doing a lot of stopping of the puck of late for these Toronto Maple Leafs. In fact, according to his coach, he's the main reason this team has won 3 in a row in 4 of its last 5.
Well, he can get it going, and he can win games by himself, and that's exactly what has been happening with the Maple Leafs. They have been putting some wins together, and it's been the strength of Felix Potvin. And you know, when you are over 6 foot and you stack the pads, you cover up a lot of net, and he has certainly been doing that. The opposition have been out shooting the Leafs, but when you get right down to the nitty-gritty, it's been Felix Potvin that has stole the show.
And while Potvin does steal the show, there is another guy in this Toronto team that you want to keep your eye on tonight. He wears uniform number 13. His name is Matt Sundin. This is a superstar. He's a guy who basically can do it all.
Yeah, he doesn't believe in the unlucky 13. And you talk about size and strength, very difficult to knock off the puck. But his biggest strength is as a playmaker. And once he gets wound up and gets moving down ice, very difficult to stop. And I'll tell you what, he can set up some good plays, and when the opportunity presents itself, he is also a gifted goal scorer. So he certainly is the number one guy for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
So one team battling for playoff, or its livelihood, the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the Flyers, of course, looking to improve their playoff positioning. Flyers also looking to make it 5 straight without a loss. Should be a good one. Flyers and Leafs from the Core State Center in a moment. Tonight's Flyers Maple Leafs game on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up but never let you down, make it a Bud Light. By the Core State's Flyers MasterCard. By Aetna US Healthcare. You'll feel better with us. By the Discover Card, proud partner of Smithsonian's 150th anniversary. And by your local Chevrolet dealers. We'll be back with the opening face-off in the start of tonight's matchup between the Leafs and the Flyers after these messages.